Here's NBA lore that gets increasingly more ridiculous, 25-1. Number 25, Draymond punches Jordan Poole. If you were around when this happened, you remember how viral this was. So the Warriors just come off an NBA championship. Then, October 5th, 2022, Warriors preseason practice, Draymond does his best Khabib impersonation and rocks the shit out of Jordan Poole. And then somehow TMZ gets the footage. And of course, they do what TMZ does. Release the footage so the entire world can see the defending champions are running an underground fight club. And Draymond was 32, Poole was 23. These guys weren't even in the same weight class either. The vet beating up his younger player. Then Draymond steps away from the team. Poole actually goes off during the season, averages 20.4 points per game, then completely disappears in the playoffs. Then the Warriors trade Jordan Poole for Chris Paul. So basically, in this whole thing, Poole gets completely screwed. Traded for a 78-year-old Chris Paul because he gets punched by Draymond Green. Oh yeah, then Draymond came out and said, "I forgot where I was at." So the guy forgot he was at a Golden State Warriors practice and thought he was in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. Happens to all of us, Draymond. All good. Number 24, Pistons take Darko. So June 26, 2003, New York City, David Stern steps up to the podium. Surely, the Detroit Pistons, who have a stacked roster, are going to make a high-value draft pick to add to their already elite team. First pick, LeBron. Second, the Pistons go Darko Milicic, a player basically no one's ever heard of. Third, Nuggets go Carmelo Anthony. 4, Chris Bosh. 5, Dwayne Wade. And honestly, it goes deeper than most people realize. 6 overall, Clippers got Chris Kaman. And 7th, the Bulls got Kirk Heinrich. So yeah, 4 Hall of Famers, 1 All-Star, 1 great role player, and a guy who would leave the NBA to start kickboxing. And no, I'm not joking. In 96 Piston games, Darko averaged 1.6 points per game, 5.8 minutes per game. The guy outscored you by only 1.6 points. Good job. So yeah, Darko Milicic being taken in between LeBron, Melo, Wade, and Bosh, one of the most unforgettable stories in modern NBA. 23. The 2018 Cavs trade deadline. So the Cavs just made 3 straight finals with LeBron, and coming up on the deadline in their last 22 games, they were 10-12 at that point. So February 8th, 2018, the Cavs basically redid their entire roster in about an hour. They shipped out Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Derrick Rose, Iman Shumpert, Channing Frye, Dwayne Wade. This is a real picture, by the way. But really, the Cavs ship out half their roster, and they brought in George Hill, Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, and Larry Nance Jr. So the Cavs moved around 10 different players in an hour. This is the most the GM moment in the GM moment history. And then they'd actually end up making the finals in 2018, so shout out to the GM. But I remember when this happened, it was like, what the hell are the Cavs doing? They were doing this. 22. Giannis 50-point finals game. I feel like the 2021 finals got to be the most forgotten finals ever, probably. Suns-Bucks finals. I'd rather stare into the void and watch the Donda cover album for 12 hours. But the finals actually ended up being really good. Suns go up 2-0. Looks like Chris Paul might get his first finals. And then Giannis decides to have one of the best final runs ever. But the moment this moment right here, Game 6, the series clinching game. Giannis, 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. But what made it even crazier, the guy shot 16 for 25 from the field, and he went 17 for 19 from the free throw line. This is Giannis Antetokounmpo, a guy who shoots like a career 4% from the free throw line, stepped up in the biggest moment and knocked down 17 of 19 from the line. And I know it wasn't the game, but in my opinion, one of the best plays ever, this alley-oop. But Giannis' 50-point game, legendary NBA lore. Number 21, Rockets go 0 for 27. So the 2018 Western Conference Finals, Rockets-Warriors, Harden got a chance to put another team in the finals besides the Warriors since the JFK administration. So what do the Rockets do to make sure they go to the finals? Well, they go 0 for 27 from 3. They missed 27 straight three-pointers. and they finished the game 7 for 44 from 3 overall. And the thing was, they only lost this game by 9 points. They make 3 of these. We're looking at different NBA history. 3 of 27 threes. They make 11% of their threes, and NBA history is completely different. That's how bad of a choke this was from the Rockets. In that stretch, Trevor Ariza missed 12, Eric Gordon missed 5, Harden 4, PJ Tucker missed 2, Gerald Green missed 2, and Ryan Anderson and Luka Mbamute missed 1 each. Honestly, I never knew Trevor Ariza was this bad this game. I would have guessed Harden would have led this. Rocket fans, I'm sorry if you guys experienced this. Warrior fans, you guys for getting to experience this. Number 20, Paul Pierce shits himself. So 2008 Finals, Lakers Celtics, Kobe versus Pierce, Garnett, Allen, Rondo. Game 1, Paul Pierce goes down with an injury, gets wheelchaired off, and then comes back a couple minutes later. And not only did he just come back, he instantly hit 2 threes and scores 15 points in the third quarter. And then everyone's confused. What the hell just happened? How is this dude okay already? Then 2019 comes and they ask him on the air, what happened to you that game? He says this. Pierce admitted during the coverage of the 2019 NBA Finals that he just had to use the bathroom. So this dude just had to take a shit, so he got wheelchaired out of the game. You know, just the typical wheelchair because you got a shit. Everyone does this all the time. You guys got the flu game or the shit game? Let me know. By the way, let me make this quick. Please sub. Thanks. Number 19. Dirk wins the championship. This one is crazy because the Heat just get their big 3. Wade, James, Bosh. The 3 scrubs drafted with Darko. But no one expected the Mavs to win this finals. Look at these lineup differences. Kidd, Barea, Chandler, Marion, Dirk, Chalmers, Wade, Joel Anthony, Bosh, and LeBron. So we got the guys I ran with at the Y yesterday versus the 2011 Eastern Conference All-Stars. And then Dirk beats the Blazers in the first round, beats Kobe in the second round, beats Durant, Harden, and Westbrook in the third round, and then LeBron, Wade, and Bosh in the finals. Probably the biggest underdog championship run in NBA history. And not that the Mavs were awful, but they just didn't have the insane firepower these teams had here. A little CB versus HB action. Number 18, 13 points in 33 seconds. So we got a Texas matchup, Rockets versus Spurs, December 9th, 2004. In this game, there's 44.2 seconds left. Spurs up 76-68. Then T-Mac, this dude decides to turn into the greatest player of all time. The guy hits a 3, then gets a steal, hits another 3 plus the foul, then hits another 3, and then a game-winning 3 with 1.7 seconds left. This game, this was the most points ever scored by a single player in under 1 minute of an NBA game. Specific ass record, but T-Mac got it. And still to this day, you can genuinely just say 13 and 33, and people will know what you're talking about. 17. The bubble. The bubble should get its own movie. A disease gets spread across the world, so the NBA gets shut down. Then they gotta go to Disney to finish the season. I'm so sure that's what everyone expected. And the thing was, the bubble created some legends. Bubble TJ Warren, GOAT. Bubble Damian Lillard, the literal GOAT of basketball. The guy pulled up from half court like 9 times per game, and they went in like 9 times per game. Jamal Murray versus Donovan Mitchell, some of the best hoops you're ever going to watch. Players suspended over some wings. Nuggets get 2 3-1 comebacks in back-to-back series. The Heat, led by like Jimmy Butler and rookie Tyler Hero, go all the way to the finals. And the thing was, these games had no crowds either. They had TVs in the background with people just FaceTiming in to watch the games, Subway Surfer footage on the bottom. But they had all bubble teams too, and they ended up being first team, Lillard, Harden, Luka, Booker, TJ Warren. Second team was Giannis, Kawhi, LeVert, MPJ, Porzingis. Anyone could go off in the bubble, you just never knew who it was going to be. Then the Lakers ended up winning it all. LeBron ends up with his 4th ring, putting the finishing touch on what I think most people would agree is the best hoops we ever watched. Number 16, Markelle Fultz career. Markelle Fultz might have the weirdest career of any first overall pick ever. The guy was drafted first overall in 2017, 2 picks ahead of Jason Tatum. The Sixers literally traded the pick that ended up becoming Tatum to move up to get Fultz. In college, the guy was an elite scorer, averaged 23.2 points per game, but the second he got to the NBA, the dude forgets how to shoot a basketball. Watch this for him. In his rookie year, he averaged 7.1 points per game in 14 games. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but his jumper just looks like not a normal jump shot that anyone who ever picked up a basketball should have. And we're talking about the first overall pick. Then he was diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome, which means he messed up his nerves and arm control. And across his first 2 seasons, he plays 33 games total. Then the Sixers trade him to the Magic, and he did have a season where he averaged 12.1 points, 5.1 assists, so he actually looked kinda solid. And then he tears his ACL in 2021. Then he played a little on the Kings, and then he's just been out of the NBA since. I mean, you gotta feel bad for Markelle Fultz. Seems like a good dude. Shout out to Markelle Fultz. Hope you're doing alright, bro. Number 15, Ben Simmons' career. If we're gonna talk about Markelle Fultz, the only other guy in the race for weirder career for a first overall pick, Ben Simmons. Of course, another Philadelphia 76ers point guard. Why would it not be? So Ben Simmons is the first pick in the season before, 2016. Ben Simmons was a 6'10" point guard. Supposed to be the second coming of like a LeBron Magic Johnson hybrid, which is just Michael Carter Williams now that I think about it. But Ben Simmons instantly dominates the NBA. Well, after he misses his first season. But his technical rookie season, 15.8 points per game, 8.1 rebounds, 8.2 assists. That's his rookie season, aka his 18th season. But eventually he becomes arguably the best defender in the NBA, a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-Defense first team. He's legit. Except the only flaw in his game, literally the only flaw, he can't shoot. And the thing is, we don't even know how much he can't shoot. He was more scared to shoot than anything. Because the 2021 playoffs versus the Hawks, this guy passes up a wide, and I mean wide open dunk. And that pretty much defined his career. That moment. Then there was back issues and mental health issues. He missed the entire 2022 season with the Sixers. Then he got traded to the Nets. And then he has back surgery in late 2022. He plays 90 games in 3 seasons for the Nets. Then he plays 17 games for the Clippers last year. And now he's out of the league. And he just like fishes and shit. So honestly, good for you, Ben. Got the bag and now just chills and fishes. Congrats. 14. Kawhi's one and done shit. The 2019 Raptors got to be one of the best runs ever. Kawhi gets traded to the Raptors before the 2018-2019 season. Says to the Spurs, trade me to my hometown, Los Angeles. And the Spurs deport him to Canada. And everyone knew Kawhi was a Raptors rental. The Raptors literally sent like a top 5 player in their franchise's history, DeMar DeRozan, for Kawhi. In the regular season, Kawhi plays 60 games. In the playoffs, this guy averages 31 points per game. And then he hits arguably the greatest shot ever versus the Sixers. Then he beats the back-to-back champion Warriors in the finals, gets the Raptors their first ring, and then leaves the Raptors. And in one season, Kawhi Leonard becomes arguably the greatest Raptor ever. I don't know if that's a bad thing for the Raptors or a good thing for Kawhi, but it happened. Oh yeah, and he got Jeremy Lin an NBA championship, so Kawhi will always be goated for that. Number 13, the CP3 trade veto. So December 2011, 3 teams agree on a trade. The Hornets, the Lakers, and the Rockets. The trade was, Lakers receive Chris Paul, Rockets get Pau Gasol, Hornets get Lamar Odom, Kevin Martin, Luis Scola, Goran Dragic, Hasheem Thabeet, a Houston 2012 first-round pick, and future draft compensation. So basically, Chris Paul and Kobe are about to team up. That's all you really need to know. Till David Stern steps in and declines that shit so damn fast. Because at the time, the Hornets didn't have an owner. The NBA actually owned the Hornets. So David Stern blocks the trade due to basketball reasons. And by basketball reasons, he means he didn't like the return for the Hornets and wasn't going to be able to easily pitch a sale for them. So eventually, CP3 gets traded to LA still, but the Clippers. This trade was for Eric Gordon, a 22-year-old averaging 22 points per game, Chris Kaman, Al-Farouq Aminu, and a first-round pick from that year. David Stern liked that return a little more. Then he rigged the draft to give the Hornets Anthony Davis. I'll do a different video on that soon. But yeah, the CP3 veto, all-time NBA lore. Number 12, Dame Time Game Winners. Damian Lillard, I can say with ease, is the most clutch player of my lifetime. Well, for starters, the guy just won a 3-point contest with one Achilles last week. But besides that, he has two of the greatest game winners in NBA history. So for the first one, Rockets Blazers, Game 6, 2014, 0.9 seconds left. Like a 23-year-old Damian Lillard, catches, shoots, ends the series, Blazers win the series. Portland's first series win since 2000. But then 5 years later, he topped it. 2019 vs OKC, Game 5, a step back 3 from 37 feet, ends the series, then waves goodbye to OKC. Basically, ends the OKC era they had going. They trade Russ and Paul George right after that, and Paul George called it a bad shot. So yeah, Dame Time, of course deserving to be here. Number 11, Klay's 37-point quarter. I talked about this one a couple videos ago, but this is my favorite record in NBA history. Just go back and watch the footage from this quarter, it's actually stupid. Klay doesn't even get his first bucket to like the 9-minute mark, and then January 23rd, 2015 versus the Kings, Klay gets the best third quarter, well, at least scoring-wise, ever. 37 points in the quarter. 13 for 13 from the field, 9 for 9 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line. I mean, the Kings had no answer for this guy. The guy was literally hitting shots after the whistle. He finished the game with 52 points in 33 minutes. Klay, I feel like, always gets a lot of points in a little time. Catch and shoot GOAT? Gotta be. Number 10, Anthony Bennett taken first. Alright, this will be our last first overall pick one. This time though, the Cavs take Anthony Bennett. 2013 draft. But this is one of those drafts where a bunch of guys could have went first. But realistically, Anthony Bennett wasn't one of those people anyone expected. Pre-draft expectations had possible number 1 picks. Nerlens Noel, Victor Oladipo, Otto Porter. Alright, besides Oladipo, any of these picks are really questionable first overall picks. Where were you for the Otto Porter draft? But to define Anthony Bennett's career, his first 4 games in the league, he went 0 for 15. He finished his rookie season averaging 4.2 points per game, the lowest scoring rookie season ever by a number 1 pick. Then he plays for 4 teams in 4 seasons, and that was his whole career. 4.4 points per game in 4 seasons. Jay-Z stat line. But yeah, Anthony Bennett, probably the most unexpected first overall pick ever. And the reason people didn't expect it, you can see from his career. Number 9, Kobe scores 81. January 22nd, 2006, Philip Hamilton and Guy Fieri are celebrating their birthdays, watching the Raptors versus the Lakers. Then Kobe Bryant decides to score 81 points, the most ever in a game other than Wilt's 100. In this game, Kobe shot 28 for 46 from the field, 7 for 13 from 3, 18 for 20 from the line. He also had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. And the thing is, the Lakers were down 63-49 at halftime, and then Kobe scores 55 in the second half, and the Lakers end up winning 122-104. So the Lakers were getting blown out, then Kobe decides to have the greatest game ever, and the Lakers blow out the Raptors. But I was thinking, you ever notice how the only Raptor who gets associated with that game is Jalen Rose? Really, try and name another Raptor from that night. Exactly. Poor dude, Jalen Rose. Number 8, 2010 NBA free agency. So this is pretty much the most stacked free agency class in NBA history. Let's just look at this list right here. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Amari Stoudemire, Carlos Boozer, Joe Johnson, Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. So insane list. But it was pretty much where's LeBron going? The dude met with half the league, but of course, him, Wade, and Bosh team up to go to the Heat, which means the Knicks end up with Amari, Boozer went to the Bulls, and the rest of this list re-signs with their teams. But it was these three, LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, who really changed basketball forever this summer, and almost burnt down Cleveland that summer. Number 7, Brian Colangelo burners. So Brian Colangelo, he was the GM of the Sixers, and this guy, he was just bashing his own players on Twitter. Yes, I want Noel gone over Ja. Ja has bad knees, but class act. Noel is a selfish punk. Insane. Brian Colangelo has done nothing but clean up Hinkie's mess. Hinkie got great pieces, but couldn't make the puzzle work. Also insane bashing the last GM, but this one is the funniest. Brett Brown wanted Nerlens Noel gone. Bad for locker room. Once again, Colangelo protected the coach and got shit on for it. Brian Colangelo is a class act and not a bad guy. Then someone responds, "This you, Brian?" Then he responds, "No, but thanks for the compliment. He's too classy to even engage. Worked with him, he's a class act." This guy is genuinely insane, and the investigation found that his wife ran at least one of these accounts, but either way, it's hilarious. And then he resigned shortly after, so yeah, an insane time. Number 6, Gilbert Arenas locker room situation. Date, December 2009. Location, Washington Wizards locker room. So Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenson playing cards on the team plane. Normal stuff. Then one thing led to another with some debts. Then Gilbert had the idea to bring guns to the locker room. Then Crittenson responds by pulling out his own gun. And no shots were fired, but both guys got suspended. And Gilbert was eventually given probation and community service. But this is genuinely crazy. I mean, Gilbert Arenas wasn't a scrub. The guy was actually a star. A 3-time All-Star. Then you got a 3-time All-Star pulling out a gun on one of his teammates in their own locker room. Happens, I guess. I don't know. Number 5, Derrick Rose 50-point game. I might be biased here because D-Rose is one of my favorite players ever, but I honestly do think that D-Rose 50-point game when he was playing on the Wolves, one of most NBA fans' favorite moments ever. So D-Rose, as everyone knows, the 2011 MVP, just had a shit ton of injuries, ACL injury, knee injuries, and at this point, it's 2018, everyone believes this guy just doesn't really have it anymore, till October 31st, 2018, Jazz vs Timberwolves, Derrick Rose goes for 50 points, and the Timberwolves win 128 to 125. This game, D-Rose shot 19 for 31 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, 8 for 11 from the line. He also had 6 assists and the game-saving block. But the post-game interview, one of the most emotional moments in NBA history. So yeah, everyone thought this dude was completely washed, didn't have it anymore. Then he goes for a 50-piece, still had it. Number 4, the block and the shot. This is Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, and in about a minute span, 2 of the greatest plays in NBA history happened. So as we all know, the Warriors went 73-9 in the regular season, the best record ever. Then the Warriors were up 3-1 in this series, but then Kyrie and LeBron go nuclear in Game 7. For like 10 minutes, no one can score the ball. Then Iggy gets a fast break layup, and LeBron, out of nowhere, comes and swats the hell out of it, keeps the game tied. But still, no one can score. So 53 seconds left, Kyrie hits a step back 3 from the wing, put the Cavs up 3, ends the scoring drought both teams were on, and wins the Cavs the championship. So yeah, the block and the shot back to back, 2 of the greatest plays ever back to back, easily fits on this list. Number 3, the KD files. You already knew it was going to be on this list. It might be recency bias to put it this high, but this shit was so funny. Obviously, it was not 100% confirmed these accounts are KD, but if they are, it's hilarious. Because what it is, KD got exposed for having burner accounts on Twitter, just talking shit about everybody. Like, I can't trust Jabari Smith to make a shot or get a stop. He's low-key, a word that might get this video taken down, but starts with an R. You know what it is. Then he's comparing Booker and Vogel to some dudes you may have heard of. Or this guy was in the chat at 7:39 talking about G Herbo when tip-off was at 7:40. G Herbo's fire, but 1 minute before tip-off is ridiculous. So yeah, if the KD files are legit, we might be talking about 1, but for now, we'll put it at 3. Number 2, Linsanity. I just did a whole video about the biggest Linsanity runs in NBA history, but Linsanity might be the best thing ever. Just some random dude, nobody knows who he is. Jeremy Lin from Harvard, undrafted, end of the bench guy, gets in the game for the struggling Knicks, who had Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire out. Then he takes over the NBA in about 2 weeks, becomes the best player in the NBA. In his first 5 starts, he had 136 points, 27.2 points per game. He dropped 38 on Kobe. He hit a game winner on the Raptors in Toronto, and Raptor fans celebrated. That's how loved this dude was at the time. If there was fame levels in life, it would go like Messi, Michael Jackson, 2012 Jeremy Lin. You didn't even have to watch the NBA in 2012 to know who Linsanity was. It was another level. It easily belonged here. Number 1, Malice at the Palace. To me, there's no question what the most ridiculous lore in NBA history is. Malice at the Palace was absurd. The Pistons and Pacers fighting in the stands, beating the shit out of each other, and beating the shit out of fans. There's never been anything like this in sports ever. The guys involved, mainly Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, Ben Wallace, Jermaine O'Neal, they were suspended for 146 games total. They had to do community service. They lost $11 million in fines. Ron Artest alone was suspended 86 games and lost $5 million. The craziest thing the NBA ever witnessed. It got its own Netflix documentary. You know how absurd a 5-minute fight gotta be to get its own Netflix documentary? But if you guys enjoyed this, I would genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. It's truly the only thing that tells me you guys want me to go all in on this channel. Thank you guys for watching.